How you feeling though, man? Us, not all the way starters, but we got a good amount of guys out there. We know we're not going to have Russ, no TJ, no Highsmith, no Minka, no Cam. But outside of that, and no Patrick Queen. Excuse me, no Patrick Queen. That's the sixth guy that's out for us. But outside of that, man, should have everybody else, man. How you feeling, man?
Looking forward to the Kendrick Green revenge match.
You choosing violence already? That's crazy.
I'm assuming he's listed as their backup right now. I'm assuming he's not going to go up against Benton or our top guys. So it'll be maybe Liao, maybe
good
Logan
for
Lee.
Liao. Good match for
Loudermilk.
Logan. Good match for them dudes. Yeah. Because if you can't get off with him, then you can't get off.
Well, we made Kendrick Green look like a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's why I said what I said.
Week 4 in the regular season last year. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. Is Kendrick Green going to be getting off on us?
Deke said, hey, Kendrick, he just heard how we talked about him last year, and he wanted to prove something that week. All right? I heard it.
He got hurt, though, so we didn't get to see him for the rest of the regular season. That was probably the peak of his career thus far.
Left on a high note, man. Revenge game. You know how that goes. He probably had that circled on his calendar the whole time, too, bro. So it's still going to matter to him. It's going to be a big deal.
Just saying, something to watch out for. Second quarter, third quarter of the game. Fun little storyline,
bro. That's wild. All right.
What's Van Jefferson gonna do?
Ooh, they got some DBs over there though. Stingley Jr., C.J. Henderson. They got some guys.
Yeah. Not
Desmond
only that,
King
but
in the slot.
In the midst of all this Ayuk talk, maybe you could. I don't think it's. You know what? Honestly, I don't think anything he does is gonna shut that up. I was gonna say though.
Why is that? Is it because it's preseason?
Yeah, part of that.
So you don't care about what he does in the preseason?
Should we?
So if he comes out and he gives us 150 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, that doesn't matter because it's the preseason? Is that what you're saying? I know that's not what you specifically are saying. After all this Justin Fields talk we've been having, I know you don't feel like that, right?
Should we?
The way that y'all talked about it, you and the chat included, y'all saying that training camp and preseason matters more than regular season. So if he does, that is the way that y'all have been implying this conversation.
I said starting Russ isn't a bad decision at all.
It's not a bad decision, but the start of this convo has stemmed from Fields and is it a competition or not? And you specifically said you don't even believe it's a competition because you don't think Fields could do enough to surpass Russ in this capacity. But I'm asking if you feel like...
From Tomlin's standpoint.
But I'm saying from your standpoint, man, how do you feel? You feel like preseason is enough that it can do... If he does enough in these games, that counts more than what we've seen from Russ in stadium, regular season, and postseason, and you would make the switch.
It's not necessarily all about preseason. It's more that Russ hasn't been out there with the guys, and Fields is taking all these QB1 reps.
Okay.
And if Fields is excelling with it, you just start thinking to yourself, it's like, what are we holding back from?
So
like,
this guy can with Van Jefferson?
This guy can legitimately be our future. Why not take this chance?
So did Van Jefferson not look good in training camp practice?
He did look good.
He looked really good.
But he's not Brandon Ayuk.
Why not?
Because he's not Brandon Ayuk.
He was scoring big touchdowns in practice, was he not?
He's not Brandon Ayuk.
He was scoring touchdowns in practice.
The gap between Van Jefferson and Brandon Ayuk, I think, is way wider than Russ and Fields right now.
Okay. Can Van Jefferson close the gap then?
No, that's what I mean. I just no.
So why is Van even playing in preseason then?
Because we don't have Brandon Ayuk. I'm just saying.
Like he can't do
maybe
nothing to surpass him?
No, I was gonna say what I was gonna say, and I stopped myself was that maybe he could calm down some of the Brandon Ayuk talk with a nice performance out here. But I think the Brandon Ayuk talk is going to continue no matter what.
I feel like Van could go out there and have 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, or Friday, and we're still going to be on Saturday like, yo, is Ayuk deal done yet? Because it is preseason, because it is training camp, and because we count regular season and postseason way more than we count preseason and training camp practices, man. But it's just with this quarterback thing, we all of a sudden changing that up.
As I said, Russ and Fields are both here for a reason.
Nick Herbig is going to get the start, right?
I'm personally, like I said from the start, like I think you do bet on Russ.
Okay.
But, I mean, you look at last year and Russ and Fields, and listen, man, they're both here for the same reason.
Okay.
They're both here for the same reason.
We needed help.
Huh? No, I'm saying, like, their teams moved off of them.
But we needed them. We viewed them as, yo, your team might not want you. We do.
Yeah, because we talked about Kenny being here and bringing in competition for him. So, I mean, it was,
we want them. Yeah, we wanted both of them. So they're both bringing something to the table.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's this huge gap of, for instance, say it was Ben here versus, having Fields. Like, Ben's been here for how long? He's got a chemistry with the teammates.
Okay.
He's got a certain trust built in. Whereas, like, Russ, he's new, too.
So the chemistry part is what makes you the most nervous now?
It's not nervous. It's just something to consider. It's just something to consider, especially with Fields excelling. It's something to consider. That's all.
Okay.
You don't think it is?
You said he's excelling. I'm just like, bro, we're watching him in practice.
I guess the assumption is he balls out in the he has a good rest of training camp and balls out in these preseason games. I still don't think he's going to be QB1.
Okay.
I'm just saying, for me, I would be legit open to that conversation. I'd be really interested in it. I don't think Tomlin's thinking that, though. I don't think the coaching staff's thinking that, which is fine, too. I don't think that's a wrong answer. Again, I just don't think it's as exciting for talking during these preseason games or throughout the offseason. That's all.
Respect.
Like, part of me, like, deep down, no matter how much we want to get excited about Fields or be like, oh, man, is the door open and could he actually beat out Russ? I think deep down I'm just like, I think Russ is going to be QB1 no matter what.
Respect.
Which is fine. I think that's a fine way to go about 2024 as well. Because I don't think we have to be in a rush to get Fields out there.
I don't think you can go wrong either way.
You can't. Yeah, I think that's where we're at.
And I don't think it hurts one way or the other if Fields gets the opportunity before Russ either. Because some people feel like if Fields gets it first, then it closes the door on Russ. I don't think that's the case either.
It depends on how Russ acts.
I mean, we always make it when it comes to Russ, it's always a negative. I'm like, why is that? Why is Russ got to be the bad attitude? Why does Russ got to be the one that can't get acclimated with the team, that the guys can't get a rhythm and routine with him because he's not? It's like, yo, what did Russ do? So I just see like Russ is always like viewed as like the negative when we talk him, whereas with Phil is always more optimism with him. I get he's younger.
No, I'm talking about Russ just not wanting to be here anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why does that even have to, like, where does that even come from when we know Russ at the initial part of him coming here? We had Kenny, and the communication was, Kenny's a starter. You're coming to compete.
I think it would be the same situation. The initial combo, if Kenny beat out Russ, is Russ still going to be here?
Fair enough. I just be like, man, why?
Because he's coming in here thinking he's going to be the starter.
Negative, though, bro.
It's not necessarily negative. I think it's just there's a cachet with Russ.
Basically saying if he can't beat out the guy, he's going to basically pull a Kenny and be upset and say, I want to leave. When has Russ ever in his career done that? That's what I'm saying. Even last year in Denver where it was jankiness going on, you never heard him say that.
I think it's worth the question.
For sure. And that's real, man. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I ain't tripping.
I think it's definitely, I mean, again, being who Russell Wilson is, maybe he's like, hey, this would work out better for me if you cut me and I could go somewhere else and have a better chance to start. Like the Raiders, like there's a couple other things, like go to the Giants or something. I don't know. But like, let me be free throughout the course of this regular season. If someone goes down, I could go be a starter somewhere. Like, he might prefer that path for his career than just sitting around being a backup.
And there is zero scenario that Fields could have that same energy, though.
I don't see it. I don't because he came here knowing that Russ was gonna have the pole position. There's a certain likelihood that you could be the backup.
Okay.
Next guy I'm thinking of is Nick Herbig.
Mm-hmm. Can he beat out Highsmith in the preseason?
No. But
even if he go ahead and get 3 sacks?
No. He's going up against Laramie Tunsil because Texans are going to be starting their guys.
So if he get 3 sacks versus Laramie, that don't matter? No. Why is
that? These are like completely separate conversations.
Okay.
No, he's not. No, he's not beating out Highsmith. There's not even talk of a competition between Nick Herbig and Alex Highsmith.
Okay. I'm just saying if we see it in stadium, though, that doesn't change anything to you.
No. I think it would just be amping us up for Nick Herbig, though. Not only for this season, long time. I mean, he could be a legitimate asset and have like a little trio.
Okay.
With him, TJ, and Highsmith rushing the passer. Like they make it worthwhile to get Herbig out there on the field.
For sure.
But yeah, I think this is a big. It's tough to say, but
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what makes it a big deal if he can't surpass anybody on the depth chart, why does it matter for him? Like, he's still going to play well, but who's passing him on the depth chart right
now? Who's passing him?
That's what I'm saying. If he has a bad game.
No. I just think it's an exciting matchup. I think this will be cool. Him going up against the top 5 offensive tackle. Yeah. Potentially, I don't even know who their other starter is at the right side, but we can move Herbig around. But yeah, I could see him over there going up against Tunsil on the left, and I think it's an exciting little matchup. Given that the Texans are going to be starting their guy, given that the Texans are having this opportunity.
Titus Howard, that's the right tackle.
Yeah. So Herbig, I like that name.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, that's a good matchup for him, man. I'm with you on that. I think it'd be exciting to see what he does. I'm just curious to see, like I said, man, if he goes out there and he's cooking a Laramie Tunsil, I think it's going to make it a little bit interesting for him to see if you can continue that. Because now you're talking about an expansion of a role when you're doing it against that type of player, is what I'm kind of referring to. The other ones, though, that I'm looking at, too, man, in this situation, man, obviously with GP, you got Derek Stingley Jr. A lot of this talk about us wanting another receiver is partly because of we still got some questions about, are you ready to go ahead and be that guy? We feel like you're going to, but that's still part of it. So Derek Stingley Jr., though, that's a good dude over there, man. Kind of how we view JPJ. Young, exciting, productive. Just look the part. And then when you flip it, JPJ, you're going to be going to get some dudes over there, man, especially if Diggs is showing up, because they did say that the starters are going to be playing. If you are CB1 and that's what you painting yourself as best in the league and things like that, it's going to start in these matchups. Now, you had a chance last preseason. You looked good against Diggs. I remember that, man. Shout out to that one. So let's keep that thing going, man.
Peyton Wilson.
I'm always eager to see him. He with E-Rob, though. It's going to be interesting, man.
Yeah, he's going to be presumably going up against Dalton Schultz and Joe Mixon. Patrick Queen's on the bench. So we'll just see if the training camp stuff is going to carry over.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, that's all we really got with these games. Are we gonna see
the first one,
some of the carryover? Yeah. It's nice that the Texans are playing their starters, so we get to see names go up against each other, which I prefer. But yeah, I think it's just do these guys continue to hit certain benchmarks?
Yeah, because when I think of Peyton Wilson, I literally had Peyton Wilson, Corey Trice, and Benny Bishop were like my 3 that I was back and forth on what my expectations for them are, because it's all 3 of them first time being in an NFL stadium, putting that jersey on and playing, and there's going to be a ton of emotions, excitement, anxiety, all these different things. And sometimes, man, that first go around is not what you wanted to be, because there is just so much that you're dealing with. So even though I'm like eager to see them, I don't know how much I'm waiting this performance, if that can make sense. Like, if they do great in it, man, I'm excited about it. Great. If they struggle in it, all right, cool, I get it. But I'm more so, what to see, man, make sure the moment doesn't look too big. Like, we'll worry about, in terms of my perspective, I worry about the production with them later. I just want to make sure it's like, yo, just look like you belong a little bit, like you're comfortable out there, because it's going to be a jump, especially when you're talking Peyton Wilson going out there with that first unit. At least with Trice and Bishop, they get to go in there with the second guys where it's a little bit tailored down.
Maybe Bishop, the first team, a little bit.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, good call.
Nickel packages.
Good call.
Dime packages.
Yeah, it's just that first group, man, when you go from that training camp setting to the game, it is fast. That's the part where I'm just like, hey, bro, at least you got E-Rob with you, because E-Rob is going to slow it down for Peyton Wilson to an extent because of just the communication, the veteran presence. But that's going to be a lot that they're going to be handling in there, man. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting, though. But I'm if I got to pick between the 3, I don't know. I feel like Corey Trice going to make something happen, man.
Yeah. I'm excited about the O-line, too.
Ooh, how you feel about our tackles?
Yeah, they're going up against Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter. It's probably not going to be Broderick on the left side to start. It'll be Broderick on the right, but...
Yeah, because Broderick right, Dan left, and then Fautanu's coming in with the second right unit.
I was going to say, then do we get to see Broderick at left with the second unit at all? I would hope so.
Ooh, good call. I don't know. Right now they have it listed as Dylan Cook, because they got Spencer Anderson playing guard with the second unit. Then, obviously, Frazier and McCormick taking up the interior spots. But that'd be interesting, because I would like to see some of that.
Right. Any of these guys.
They actually have Fautanu listed as the second left tackle. Excuse me for that one.
And they'll probably do Spencer Anderson starting with Sam Alu being out. That would be my guess. It could be McCormick, but they'll probably give the nod to the guy that's been here for the extra year.
And they've been liking Spencer, at least these past, year to 2 years where we're at right now.
Hell, that could be our starting offensive line for the future here, where it's Fautanu on the right, Broderick left. The guards are McCormick, Anderson, and then you got Frazier at center.
In the middle. Yeah.
That's why I'm interested to see what these guys can do.
Bro, we got a chance to have a dope offensive line starting unit, but also to have some dope depth as well. I mean, you think about Nate Herbig. He's been our backup the past, 2 years. But Nate is still a dude that can play in this league and has proven that he could play in this league. So if the young guy can beat him out, then I think you're just playing with house money either way. I'm with you.
Anything else? Steelers plus 2.5.
Uh-oh. We
plus 120 on the money line.
We into that? Ooh. All right. It's gonna be weird. Give me, I like us to get it done now. If we're gonna get janky, we can get janky.
I do think 15, here's the thing though, we are worse at quarterback for these preseason games compared to last year.
I'm listening. Communicate with me.
I mean, we had preseason Kenny. I mean, that's 99 overall.
This is Justin Fields we talking about, though.
We had Kenny, Mitch, and Mason. So we're going to have Fields. He's going to do the first, and then Kyle Allen.
Kyle and Mitch is a wash.
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
And then John Rice Plumlee versus Mason. I don't even think it's close.
I don't know, Deke. I don't know if the congregation going to agree with that one, man.
John Rice Plumlee versus Mason? Mason washes
I'm just saying, if you're saying that Mason washes John Rice Plumlee, what are you saying Justin Fields and Kenny are then?
I mean, we saw what Kenny did in the preseason last year.
We saw what
Fields
did last year too.
5 for 5.
Come on, man.
I don't think Fields. It's going to be really hard for him to exceed Kenny's preseason.
I don't know. He's motivated. He's trying to catch
really
Russ.
Really hard. Kenny was 5 for 5.
He's trying to catch Russ,
and
bro.
Offensive drives and scoring touchdowns.
He's trying to catch Russ, bro.
He might do that. Good for him. But then all that does is make it a wash.
So it's nothing that Fields could do that could be a better preseason than what Kenny did?
You go 6 for 6, 7 for 7. But Kenny went 100%.
Okay.
It was the best preseason performance I've ever seen. It was incredible. He's 99 overall. I hope Madden comes out with a Kenny preseason card.
All right.
So that's the thing that concerns me late into these games, because it's not even about the beginning, but like late in these games, I like Mason over any of those quarterbacks we were playing last year. Now we got John Rice Plumlee. Do we have anyone else? Is it just him? I think it's just them. Yeah, that's because that's 4.
This is
Russ
the
is sitting out
quarterback.
there. Yeah.
You gotta think Mason was the third quarterback. You comparing our third to our fourth.
Well, Mason washes him.
Yeah, you're comparing a third quarterback to a fourth quarterback. That's all,
And a guy that's been around the league for a minute.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's what concerns me about this preseason team versus last year's preseason team.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying he was the third string quarterback is what I'm saying. Mason was the third string quarterback on the depth chart, whereas John Rice is actually our fourth string quarterback on our depth chart. I just wish it was, this is the whole Russ not being out there, so it throws off our pecking order. Otherwise, it should be Kyle Allen versus
it wouldn't be
that. Now it's Fields versus that and so forth.
Right.
Shout out to Russ, though, man. But we're going to find out, though, with John Rice, man. How much you think he plays, though? Because is there a guarantee that he actually going to get in this game?
Yeah, he'll play. Okay. Yeah, he'll play. End of the third, fourth quarter would be my guess. I think Fields gets 2 or 3 series. Allen gets second quarter, third quarter, and then, Rice Plumlee gets end of the third or fourth.
Okay.
That'd be my guess. I do like this team with the young secondary, though, with like Trace and Rush. Yeah. I don't know how much Bishop's going to play because he'll be out there to start, but I don't think he's got the cachet to bench.
He might be out there the whole time, bro. They're going to go from you're starting at slot to now you're starting at outside corner, and now this guy goes in the slot.
Ryan Watts being out there, too. Trying to think with
Braylon Arnold, Darius Rush,
Mark Robinson, and Matakevich out there I could live with.
Yeah,
I think we'll have some decent units late into the game.
How you feel about the D-line?
Yeah, I think they're built for mid preseason time to late in preseason games.
Because that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, when is Leal? But I'm like, Leal's going to be bumped up, though. Isn't Leal bumped up because no Hayward?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'm like, how long he going to be out there, man?
He can play, though. The more snaps he can play, the better.
He said, yo, you don't get to come out early. All right, you sit in there for a little bit.
Yeah, those depth defensive linemen, they're built for this.
Yeah.
They're perfect for, like, second, third quarter, fourth quarter.
Yeah.
In preseason game.
All right, we getting any Najee and Jaylen Warren? How much you thinking?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, they'll be out there with Fields.
Yeah.
I think Fields and the first team run together for a little bit. It depends on how they look. If they're 2 for 2, like Kenny's time, then I think that's all they'll get is 2 series. If it's looking sloppy first series, they get something going second, maybe they'll come out for a third.